I will yell and I will scream. I will get so damn close to that no-fly list so I don't have to stay overnight in that Denver airport. So help me God. Oh my God. I'm back. I'm back. I've got a little sun glow about me. Like I'm sun kissed. I've got freckles all over me. And let me tell you something. Whenever you get me a little bit of sun and a little bit tan, you can't tell me nothing. You cannot tell me nothing. I haven't taken these sunglasses off in a week. I'm wearing these cute sunglasses I got off Amazon. I haven't taken them off because I look great. I look tan. I'm glowing, you know? And I'm back. I survived Florida. Thank God. Because I did get into a fight with a woman this week, actually, in my DMs, because I was like, Florida's a weird place. And this woman in my DMs was like, Florida's like the most beautiful place in the entire world. You don't know what you're talking about. Why are you talking negatively about Florida? So anyways, I just was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. It's a really odd place. So I just took it to my Instagram story. I was like, is it beautiful? Yes. Is it weird? Yes or no? Everybody agreed. Everybody was like, no, it's a weird place. So I guess that shut that woman up. I don't know. She could have unfollowed me. I don't care. Because it's just like not a hill I'm willing to die on. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I think Florida's quite an interesting place. But anyways, I went on a family vacation. Yes. That was fun. That was a fun time. It was actually so tame. It was so tame. It was just no drama. It was so nice. Everybody had their own space, which is like really big for me because I need to decompress. Do you know what I mean? I need to be able to escape and not be around anybody. And this condo that we had, this like beach little condo I had my own bathroom, my own bedroom. I had a pocket door. God, I love a pocket door. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on a pocket door. There's something about a pocket door that is just like otherworldly. Why have we stopped with the pocket doors? Why are we running away from pocket doors? We should be putting those more places. Every door should be a pocket door. Can we not agree on that? Anyways, I had a pocket door that just sealed me off from the rest of the family. It was beautiful. Everybody had their own space too. And I loved it. I felt like there was just like a threshold between me and everyone. And it was nice. I could say hello. We could speak. We could have fun. And then whenever I needed to decompress, I could just breathe. And that was just nice. God, it was nice. So anyways, after I went to Florida, I went to Palm Springs where I was doing this like big birthday trip with a bunch of my friends. It was Paul's birthday, Alex's birthday, Matt's birthday. So it was a big shebang, you know, like we got a little house, a cute little pool. That's what I love about Palm Springs. You can just rot in the desert in a pool. I need a house in Palm Springs or like the surrounding areas, like just a pool that I can just go decompress in. Or I just need somebody with a pool in Los Angeles. I don't know anybody with a pool in Los Angeles. They're just so expensive. And so anyways, but I almost didn't make it to Palm Springs because let me tell you something. Me and United Airlines beefing. I don't know if y'all know this. There's a shortage of air traffic controllers. Not important at all or anything. You know, I don't know. I guess we fired them all. We're not bringing them back. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that is. But anyways, so we had an air traffic control problem. My flight in Pensacola, Florida gets delayed 3.5 hours while we are on the plane. We get onto the plane and they're like, oh, sorry, it's not going to make it. We're like not going to make it at all. So I was like, okay, let me get off of the flight. Like we get off the flight. I'm like so annoyed because I'm flying in this like teeny tiny little regional airport. Okay. I'm not going to make it to Palm Springs because Palm Springs is also a tiny airport. So my connection was in Denver. So I'm like on the phone with United. They're like, oh, we're not going to give you a hotel. Screw you. I know they repealed that law too of like that they had to provide you with a place to stay. I don't know. Anyways, I wasn't going to sleep on the airport floor. I just wasn't going to do it. Anyways, they were like, we don't have anywhere to put you. We're not putting you up anywhere. And you can get a discount with us at a hotel, which I was like, okay, whatever. And then they were like, and the next flight doesn't leave until 11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. Thrilled. So my flight is landing at 10 p.m. Okay. My flight going to Palm Springs taking off at like 7. Then it gets moved to 8. Then it gets moved to 9. Then 9:30. And I'm like, please, God, please delay that plane one more hour and let me get my ass on that plane. Okay? Like, please, let's just, what can we do? What can we do? You know? So I'm like really sitting here. I'm refreshing the flight midair, okay? And we are about to touch the ground at 9:50. And my phone refreshes and says that my original flight to Palm Springs is now not taking off till 10:30. Not only that, it is 2 gates down, which if you've ever been in the Denver airport, it is the longest catacomb of hallways. And it is, I don't know how I got that lucky. 2 gates down. Okay. 2 planes down. I'm like, I can make it. Like, I can just get down there and then I can just beg this gate agent, please, for the love of God, put me on this flight. Please. Okay. So anyways, I'm like, but of course I'm in seat 30A. I don't have United status. I don't want to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to run. I'm just going to like see if I can get off, make this connection, whatever. Okay, great. I'm alerting the people around me. Hi, hello. Sorry to be this person. Do you mind staying seated while I sprint off the flight? Unless you too have a connection? Everyone's like, yeah, of course. Okay, great. Everybody's on the same plan. Like, we're on the same page, okay? I'm grabbing my bag and I am like leaping out of the seat as soon as that fasten seatbelt sign comes off, because let's not get up until that fasten seatbelt sign is off, okay? So they put her in park, fasten seatbelt sign comes up, I jump up out of my seat. I'm trying to take off down this airplane aisle, okay? And nobody's moving. The plane's not even full, by the way. It's like probably like 60, 70% full. Nobody's moving. People are like crowding the aisles. Flight attendant comes on. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a connection, please go back to your seat. We have about 14 people making really tight connections. Mind you, I wasn't one of those 14, but I was trying to be, because I'd already switched my flights. So I was like, I have a connection. I'm going to get up. So I'm getting up there. I've made it from row like 30 to row like 28. Okay. And it's me and this guy, and we're looking at each other and we're like, we got to get off. And I'm like, I'm about to start yelling. Because God forbid, I'm not going to get stuck in Denver overnight. Okay. Especially if I have a chance. So I'm asking people, hi, excuse me, do you mind? Hi, I'm so sorry. We have a connection. And let me just tell you, we have in front of me this, couple. I'm going to behave, and I'm not going to describe them the way I would like to describe them. But let me just tell you, it is a snail's pace. They're in row 27 and they are reaching up, grabbing their bag. Which bag is mine? There's 3 bags in the overhead. Which bag is mine? Is mine the bright purple one, Tammy? Yeah, it is. Okay, let me grab the bright purple one then. Oh my God. Okay. Like, can we go any slower? They're just slowly reaching down, putting it down on the ground. Get the next one. And I'm surely we don't have a connection to make, because we're not doing this with any haste. Nobody is enthusiastic about this. Like, I thought we had a flight to make. Okay, whatever. So I sit patiently for about 60 seconds, and then finally I say, hi, I'm so sorry. I actually have a connecting flight. Do you mind if we squeeze through? Before I could even finish the sentence, the woman goes, we have a connecting flight too. Well, you're sure as hell not moving like it, lady. And here's the thing. I was very kind. I was very generous. I was very sweet. I was very kind to this woman. I was asking a simple question. And when people in public think it's okay to talk to strangers who are speaking to you in a nice way with an attitude, I'm just going to talk to you like you're a child. Clearly, you do not have the emotional capacity to have a conversation like an adult. So I just said, oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't realize you had a connection. I was just asking if you would just move out of the way for us. So my apologies. I'm so sorry I asked you. Anyways, the woman looked back at me so annoyed, because I don't understand. I don't understand it. Also, do you want to miss your flight? Anyways, I think at this point, the flight attendant realized what was happening, because we were kind of causing a ruckus. Mind you, that couple still was not asking people to move. They still were not trying to get out of the flight. They were just going to let the whole plane deboard and just sitting there like, oh God, I hope we make the flight. I hope we make it. Over my dead body. I will yell and I will scream. I will get so damn close to that no-fly list so I don't have to stay overnight in that Denver airport. So help me God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you were on that flight. I'm so sorry to anybody. And I'm doing it with a smile and a good attitude, but by God, I will get off this flight. So anyways, the flight attendant comes over the intercom and she goes, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I think we still have some connecting passengers on the flight. And I'm like, my God, do we? And she goes, raise your hand if you have a connection. I raise my hand way up in the air. Okay. And do you know what she does? She goes, man in the yellow shirt. I'm wearing a yellow shirt. I was like, what is she talking about? Man in the yellow shirt. She's talking to me. I'm like, man, am I in trouble? I'm like, because I have been yelling at people trying to get them out of my way. Man in the yellow shirt. And then she goes to the entire plane. I'm looking at her. I'm like, yeah, I'm right here. What do you mean the man in the yellow shirt? She goes, does everyone on this plane see the man in the yellow shirt? If you don't see the man in the yellow shirt, sit your butt in your chair. I was like, oh my God. And she goes, I need everyone to part and stay in your seat until the man in the yellow shirt passes you. And at that point, you can get up and you can get your stuff. And I turned back to that flight attendant and I was like, thank God for you, ma'am. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody give her a raise. I wish I would have gotten her name. Oh my God. I should have given her $100. I don't care. And guess what? As soon as that happened, the people parted like the Red Sea. Me and the friendly guy next to me and the nasty, funky attitude couple in front of me all got off our flight. People were applauding. People were waving. They were like, there's the guy in the yellow shirt. I was like, I felt like a celebrity. I was like, thank you, everyone. Thank you. You would have thought we just solved world peace. The way I was cheering, getting off of that flight. And I was like, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's high-fiving me because I'm the guy in the yellow shirt, I guess. Anyways, that was a phenomenal experience. And I sprinted down that airport terminal, 2 gates, and I got there out of breath. The gate door is still open. People are boarding onto the flight and they look pissed because they've obviously just been delayed 3 hours. I'm thrilled. I'm like, thank God your flight was delayed. Thank you. Thank you for that. So I get up there and I tell the woman, I'm like, ma'am, please, I'm on the flight tomorrow. I need you to move me to the flight tonight. I got to get on this flight. And that sweet little woman, she put me in United Economy Plus. And I got on that flight and I made it to Palm Springs. I made it. Maybe 5 hours too late, but I made it. And that's all that matters. And honestly, what a mind-blowing experience. I'm just so glad. I'm so thrilled. I had a blast. I love Palm Springs. I just love, there's really not much to do in Palm Springs except just lay in a pool. I went through an entire bottle of sunscreen, an entire lotion-filled bottle of sunscreen, and I still look pale. That's crazy. But I'm sun-kissed, I'm glowing, I look good, And I just have to say, I'm thrilled. 10 out of 10. I'm so happy. Also, because the summer is just getting to be so long. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but I can't talk to anybody. Everybody's got plans. Everybody's bebopping around. I'm like, can somebody just we need to lock this down. Everybody needs to get back to work. Everybody's got to get back to school. We need to get back to a routine. And that's how I feel about summer. Anyways, we are back here at the wash. I'm clocking back in. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all know that this is one of our last loads at this laundromat. Wah, wah. I can't wait to get the hell up out of here. I picked up my keys for the new laundromat. It's going to be huge. It's going to be fancy. It's going to be funky. It's going to be fun. Okay. And I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with that place, but we'll talk about that later. So anyways, obviously this has been a very busy week for me. I've been traveling. I've been going. And let me tell you something. Today's load of the wash is all about travel. It's all about travel. We are talking about travel. We are diving in headfirst to travel, airport travel, driving travel. I don't know, whatever the hell else I want to talk about because I work here, not you. Okay. All things travel, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the hell I want to talk about because I guess I'm the manager of this laundromat. So anyways, the airport is such an interesting place. It's just I've spent so much time in the airport clearly this past week that I'm scarred. Not only have I spent time in an airport, I don't think we fully comprehend how different airports are. Okay. Because when you go to an international airport, it's chaos. It's busy. It's like the lines are long. Everything's out of control. Okay. But then when you go to a small little baby regional airport, completely different experience. There's no food. Okay. If something gets delayed, you're screwed. You're on a plane that's a propeller plane. They have to jump start that thing. And let me tell you, it's quite an experience. I don't know how I always end up going to like small regional airports. I wouldn't recommend it. If I'm being honest with you, my hometown airport, like from like my hometown where I grew up, that's a really small regional airport. And it used to be whenever I lived there, I wouldn't even fly in there. I would just drive to Dallas because if your flight gets delayed, you're screwed. Like you're just like shit out of luck, you know? Let me tell you, the experience that you get on a teeny tiny little like 2-seater plane when the rows are like two seats, 1 seat, all the way down. You got to duck to get in. I'm 5'10" and I'm ducking to get in. My neck is sideways. Your bags don't fit in the overhead compartment. You got to slide that sucker under the seat. And then God forbid, it probably won't even fit. You got to put it on the back. I don't know. They got to strap that thing to the top. It's ridiculous. And then when you're flying into a regional airport, everybody on that plane's never flown before. Nobody. I promise you. Nobody's flown. People are hyperventilating. They're getting stressed out. They've read every conspiracy theory known to man. And like I'm fine with sharing this experience with you. Like I'm thrilled. Like I'm glad you're getting on an airplane for the first time. But like let's not stress everybody out, okay? I got on this plane one time. We were on the tarmac. They were still loading the plane and the plane just went all the power went off. Okay? And when I tell you screams, people were hyperventilating. Get me off this flight, Tammy, I can't make it. Oh my God. The captain's coming on because there's no speaker. There's no electricity. He's yelling. We're not midair. We're on the ground. We are on the ground. We haven't even taken off. And he's like, hey, everyone, sorry, we have to like restart the plane. We got to get like a jump start because that's the other thing when you fly into a regional airport. All those planes are from 1942. Okay. People have just lost their minds. They don't know how to act. They've never been on an airplane before. I'm like, y'all, it's going to be okay. Trust me, it is those little tiny airplanes are scary. I'm aware. But we're going to be just fine. We're just going to let it fly. Like, let's just get there. Let's just get there with a good attitude. Let's just get there. Okay. Let me tell y'all, I did fly into the little Pensacola Regional Airport. It was cute. Everybody had a chipper attitude. I've never seen anybody chipper at the airport before. Normally, the workers at the airport are not chipper. They are not friendly, typically, most of the time. It's not common to run across somebody with a bad attitude. That's all I have to say. And let me tell you, at that little Pensacola Regional Airport, those people were chipper. They were thrilled. They had a little Chick-fil-A in that terminal, 4 planes. That's all they had. They had sea turtles and stuff on the floor. Everybody was nice. Everybody was friendly. Everybody was just thrilled to be there. The TSA they were prompt. They were running. Things were moving. It was a fun time. But anyways, I also hate running into a regional airport. I'd rather fly international. It's just, when you're flying international, it's just like, is it more chaos? Yes. But like also there's like airport lounges, which is another thing we have to talk about. The necessity of an airport lounge, specifically an airport lounge bathroom. That is something I have to have. I cannot step foot into an airport bathroom. I don't know what kind of toxic waste y'all are doing in there, but like every time I step into an airport bathroom, my nostrils are burning. My eyes are watering. Y'all have just blown up that airport bathroom. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Have y'all smelt an airport bathroom? It smells like somebody died. Somebody is decaying up in there. It smells like, I can't even put into words how filth and disgusting, whatever it is, your body is rejecting it. You need to stop. Okay? Because I've not walked into an airport bathroom that smelled good. I've never. It smells terrible. There's always a line. There's always somebody hacking. Stop, please. There's water all over the floor. It just smells like wild animal. I've been in pigsties that smelled better than an airport bathroom. I don't know how they do it. I don't know, because it's also like all of these people have gotten through TSA. How'd y'all get through TSA smelling like rot and decay? Because that radioactive material should have gone off in that scanner. Whatever y'all were depositing in that toilet should have gone off in that airport scanner. I don't know. There needs to be something about that. I don't know if it's like the chemtrails or something that they're putting in the airport, because also, wait a second, the fumes, like, do you think it's like the fumes in the airport that's like making people just like lose all bowel control? Like, that's just making it ferment down there in the lower intestine, because it smells terrible. It's appalling, okay? It's appalling. And that's why I have to have a Delta lounge. I'm sorry, I have to. And you can say I'm snobby and I'm snooty. I'm guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. But after you've stepped foot in an airport bathroom, I'll hold it. I'll fly international. I don't care if I have to poop. I will hold it from here to Tokyo and back to avoid that airport bathroom. It is disgusting. Disgusting. They smell terrible. They're always like clean. But like, how did they smell like that? Anyways, I can't do it anymore. And now most of like the Delta, most of the Delta lounges or whatever they're called, Sky Clubs, thank God for those. The one at LAX has floor to ceiling. It's like private rooms. Like the stalls are like private rooms. That's what I need. I need an enclosed space, top to bottom. I need you to be able to seal that sucker off if somebody just dropped a bomb in there. You know what I mean? I need caution tape, and they will in the Delta Lounge. I have no doubt. They would send somebody in there to sanitize it top to bottom. I'll pay for the Delta Lounge just to be able to poop in a bathroom that is not like that. Because why is it when you go to the airport, you got to poop? Why is it? Something about that. It's like TJ Maxx, Barnes & Noble in the airport. Maybe it's because it's like a 5 a.m. Or do y'all think it's maybe like the chemtrails or something in the airport? Should I start a new conspiracy theory? Hold on. Because another thing I would like to say, when I go into the airport, I'm always feeling a little nauseous and a little bit of a headache. And I'm just feeling dry. Like there's definitely chemicals in the terminal. I can feel it. And somebody should test that. And maybe the chemicals are also making you explode. Can't be good for the lower intestine. That's all I have to say. Something's going on there, and we need somebody to really dig into that when you think about it. Anyways, that's why I go to the Delta Sky Club. It'll change your life. We also need to figure out a system for the lounges, because there's too many damn people in those airport lounges. It's not exclusive like it was. Now I hate it, but we need more of those. In the little regional airports, they don't have them. It's a real shame. I get so depressed whenever I have to fly into an airport without a lounge. I'm like, please, God, please. I'm like pulling it on two wheels. Like the plane's boarding and I'm going through security because I'm spending as least amount of time in that airport as possible. One time I had to go through Dallas Love Field. And let me just tell you, it was a zoo. It is a zoo in that airport. There's so many freaking people everywhere. There's nowhere to sit, which is another thing. Why is there nowhere to sit in an airport? What do you want us to do? Stand around? There's nowhere to sit. You don't have enough people. You don't have enough places to sit. You clearly don't have enough bathrooms. And if we don't have places to sit or to store all these people, we don't need to have all these planes. Okay? I don't think that's that hard to figure out. Which also brings me to the rules of airport travel. You know what? I'm just going to say it. No fun. No fun allowed in the airport. I'd be thrilled if there was a no fun rule. Everybody must speak at a limited tone. Nobody can be looking around, screaming, yelling. Because people are just feral in an airport. People are just like, whoa, whoa. People are barking. It's like, what are y'all doing in an airport? Y'all are dressing like crazy. Which is so bizarre because let me tell you something. Whenever I go to the airport, I'm in sweatpants. I'm in sweatpants and in a sweatshirt, and you can't tell me nothing. Don't ask me to do nothing. Don't expect me to do anything. No, I am in there. I'm in my comfy clothes because I'm not about to sit in this uncomfortable tiny ass seat for 12 hours in a little mini skirt, blue jeans. You know what I mean? No. But some of y'all are showing up in the airport in some atrocious outfits. Like, we need what not to wear for the airport. If there was a way to film content in the airport, I wish like maybe LAX would let me come and like interview people in the airport that look atrocious. Do you know how much money we'd make off that? Do you know that would sell? If that ever becomes a thing one day, I said it first, just so we're aware. But anyways, what are y'all wearing? What are y'all wearing? And the problem is, I think we're contributing to this when people do those like TikToks and stuff where they do the crazy funky shirts. You know what I'm talking about? When people are like, hey, we got these crazy shirts. I don't think it's cute. I don't. I don't want to see it. Maybe I'm just like a fun sucker. Do it when you get to your destination. I don't want to see one of those hairy chest looking shirts on a woman. I'm sorry. I don't want to see it. I think it's tacky. I don't want to see something that says my beaver's hairy or something on your shirt. I think it's tacky. I think it looks atrocious, quite honestly. And maybe I don't have a sense of humor. I don't know. That sounds like private jet activities. You know what I mean? You want to throw a little party on the airplane. Everybody wants to have a little kumbaya. Go ahead and rent the PJ. Sounds like that's what y'all are looking for. I just think we could get a lot more done if everybody was quiet. Everybody stayed in their lane. Everybody went in a single file line. Nobody walked up to the gate before their boarding group was called. Because the plane's not going to leave you. I don't know why y'all are sprinting to the gate before they've even called your boarding group. It's not going to go. It's not going anywhere. We're all just going to be stuck on that sky bridge or whatever you call it until you get to the airplane. That's it. It's wearing me out. Also, another rule I think we should have in the airports, no food on the airplanes. None. Zilch. Zip-o. Because y'all are bringing 12-course meals on that airplane. Y'all are getting to the airport 4 hours early. I don't know how y'all are smuggling that food through TSA because God forbid I bring a travel size container a half an ounce too big. But evidently food doesn't apply. Okay. Whatever. Y'all are sneaking in 12-course meals, sitting in the airport for 4 hours, and then deciding you're ready to chow down when you get on that airplane. No. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've gotten on an airplane, that person next to me has undone their tray table, their tiny little tray table that, I kid you not, could fit a cell phone, half of a cell phone. Couldn't even fit that much. That tray table that has the coronavirus, the Ebola, every other parasite known to man. And they're just preparing their 4-course meal. I can't even type. My computer doesn't even fit on my airplane train table. Have you ever tried to work in economy? It doesn't work. You have to sit like this. You have to keep your elbows in. Your elbows have to go further in than your shoulders. And you have to type like this. And then God forbid, if somebody reclines, oh my God, you're screwed. You're so screwed. Like at that point, your screen is instead of your screen being like this, it's like pointed down. You're having to squat down to type like that. It's terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. I mean, I have to give it to you. Y'all are being creative. Y'all are performing. Y'all are just cooking whole meals on the flight. Smelliest, fishiest, tuna salad, nasty. Oh my God. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. We've got to do something about that. I don't really mind you oh, you ran to the airport. You had to get a little bite to eat and you just came to eat it. No, I don't mind that. But when I tell you, I have watched people just pack an entire slew of food. It's always on a 2-hour flight. Can we not just swallow our spit for a minute? They're not even doing drink service in this cabin. Are you kidding me? And God, once you fly up first class, you really don't go back. It's really, you're rethinking your life. You know what I mean? I hate that I've opened that door with I've upgraded myself a few times. And then sometimes I just get random upgrades from status. And when I tell you, it's the most jarring, eye-opening, humbling experience to have to go back and sit in economy. Because after you fly first class, baby, you expect a private jet. I do. I'll say it. I get on that plane, I'm pissed. Sitting in economy. Even economy plus, comfort plus, I'm still pissed. I feel like I deserve a private jet. After you're flying first class, you think you deserve a private jet. That is how I feel. Also, it is so much smoother up there. I do have to say, you can really tell the back of the airplane is disproportional. It do be bouncing. Anyways. Attention all passengers. Please share this with a friend or 20. Okay. Please, we're about to be moving into a new laundromat. I need you to clock in. Okay. We got a lot of support we're going to need around here. So anyways, and while you're at it, make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. And thanks for clocking in. I'll let you get back to the show. Figure out the flying situation, please. Because why is everything in the airport $27? I went to Whataburger. I was so thrilled, y'all. Oh my God, I miss Whataburger so much. I went to Whataburger in the airport. $19 burger. $19. You know it's expensive whenever I'm coming from Los Angeles, California, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating at that $19 burger. I'm like, oh my God. I've never seen a $19 fast food burger from Whataburger? This should be illegal. What do you mean? Y'all have us shackled. We are in, like, when you're in an airport, you can't go anywhere. You can't bring your own liquids. You can barely bring your own food, okay? And then you get there, the water bottle's $17. Oh my God. Refill it. You can refill your own water bottle from the airport watering hole that's contaminated and tastes like dirt. Or you can pay $19 for this Evian bottle. That doesn't sound like a scam to y'all? We need to do something about that. Anyways, I flew United this time, and I was doing like a really big deep dive on my plane back, and I was just like, you know what? Every airline, whatever airline you fly, says a lot about a person. It tells me everything I need to know about you. Number one, if you're flying Delta Airlines, your name's probably Cheryl. You got a lot of money, you're wealthy, you're bougie, you're Southern. I feel like Delta's like a little bit of a Southern thing. It's got like a Southern drawl. Hey, sweetie, welcome to the flight. We're going to make sure we get you home taken care of. You know, like those people on those Delta Airlines flights, they think that those planes fly for them. And they do. Damn near, they do. Because Delta just be pulling out all the stops. Your name's Cheryl. You mean business, CEO of a company, or damn near wannabe, okay? Or you're close. I don't know. But the energy that like you people on Delta Airlines bring, they bring importance, okay? They bring wealth, okay? And I don't really know how they do it, because whenever I get on a Delta flight too, I just feel like wealthy. I just feel like I got money, because you never know what millionaire you're sitting next to on a Delta flight, even in economy. You are sitting next to wealthy ass people. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they screen people. Yes, is it more expensive? Sometimes, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it isn't. And Delta's like still on my nerves about some things. I'm not saying they're perfect by any means. I'm just saying that it feels wealthy. Now, Spirit Airlines, oh my God, may she rest in peace. May she rest in peace. I miss her. Y'all forgot she was gone? She's been gone. I'm so glad that damn yellow school bus fell out of the sky. Oh my God. Because I have had a vendetta against Spirit Airlines since I flew. Because let me tell you something. It was called Spirit Airlines because that's what you were selling. That's what it cost. It cost your spirit to get on that Spirit Airlines flight. Okay. And now they've just like closed the doors. I didn't even know that was possible. They just closed the doors. And now the other budget airlines is Frontier. Also the perfect name, Frontier, because that's what it is. It's a frontier. It is an adventure. You are getting on that flight and you might as well just be flying that damn plane yourself. That is what it is like flying a budget airlines. If you are flying a budget airline, your name's probably Tammy, probably Mary Jo or something. You've also never really been on a flight before. You don't know how this works. You don't understand that whenever you book a budget airline, you are paying to fly the plane yourself. What does your ticket price get you? Into the airport. It gets you to TSA. When you're flying on a budget airline, that's what your ticket costs, okay? If you want to get on that plane, cost extra. You want to sit on that plane, cost extra. You want to snack, cost extra. You want to go to the bathroom, cost extra. You're going to pay double what you originally cost. Actually, you could have just gotten on a damn private jet. You could have just rented a whole ass private jet for the price that it would cost to fly on a budget airlines Frontier flight with bags and one glass of water and one trip to the bathroom. Because they don't tell you that. Everything's a la carte. Everything's a la carte. You got to pay for your own chair. Okay. It's ridiculous. I refuse. I refuse to fly on those ever again, because let me tell you, one time my bag was 1 pound overweight. They also changed the weight class. So it's not 50 pounds when you're on a budget airlines. It's normally 40. That's how it was with Spirit anyways. And they tried to charge me $80 one time in a bag overage fee after I already spent $80 each way for my bag. I said, I'll never do this again. And guess what? It went bankrupt. So I don't feel bad for Spirit Airlines. Bye. Okay, my next one. American Airlines. This is a woman by the name of Brenda. Brenda is flying American Airlines, and let me tell you something. American Airlines, another great name for an airline. It's American. It is American through and through. And you wouldn't necessarily understand that reference unless you've like been to Europe, because you would get it. Like, that is what American Airlines is. It is American. It is an American experience. It's rough. It's bumpy. It's got a bad attitude. You probably might get run over on the way. Flight's going to get canceled. Somebody's going to smell. You're not getting nothing for free. You got to pay for it too. Are you going to get there in one piece? Probably. You might lose a little weight, they might shake you down before you get on it. But like American Airlines just going by the name American, the jokes write themselves. That's all I have to say. I think it's like, it makes a lot of sense why it comes in like third or fourth in the national airplane ranking system. The name is perfect. You know what I mean? And the kind of woman flying in United Airlines flight, Lindsay. Probably not from the South. She's probably from the North, because United can be good. It's just a little inconsistent, you kind of you just got to suck it up. But normally people have a good attitude. Like normally the service is pretty good, but occasionally you're going to be like, whoa, the wild hair in United Airlines comes out every now and then. And you're like, oh, something's off here. Like then you realize, oh, this isn't necessarily luxury. It's just like cosplaying is luxury, but it's not bad. You just can't like see through the facade too much. You can't like dig too far into it. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where you just got to put your blinders on and you just got to lock in. And normally it's a good experience. Normally, but sometimes it's not. And you just got to take it for what it is. You know what I mean? Anyways. That was the wash cycle. And you know what? We're not ending the airplane travel topic yet. Okay. We're moving on to our next segment, the drying cycle. Today's drying cycle, I'm going to be giving you my honest to God opinion on all things in the airport. Question number 1, how early should you get to the airport? 30 minutes. 30 minutes before. If you can drop your bag, you're safe. That's all I have to say. You just need to get there in time to drop your bag. You just need to get there and then maybe you're pre-checked, maybe you're not. I don't know. But I think you're fine. I think that we have created a paranoia encouraging people to get to the airport 3 hours early. I don't want you there. You don't need to be there. I'm dealing with people that have a flight at 6 p.m. at 7 a.m. in the morning. Go home. Go home. You should not be able to go through TSA until you have 60 minutes before your boarding time. That's a new rule we should make up. Okay. Next, window or aisle? Window. Who would pick the aisle? Sorry, that's a Nicki Minaj quote. Honestly, it depends on how bad I have to pee. Because I used to be like an aisle person because I used to the aisle is great because you can just go and pee all the time, But the window's really nice because the window does give you a few extra inches they don't tell you about. You can lean up against that tube, that metal curvature of the tube. If they could conform that chair on the window to hug the tube, they would, but they can't. So that's why I think I prefer the aisle because it does give you a little bit more elbow room. It's nice. Is reclining rude? No, it's not. It's actually not. It is rude whenever you're reclining before the plane takes off. Why are you getting on an airplane, reclining your chair while we're on the ground? What are you getting comfortable for? Also, I don't understand why we can't fly with that recline 2 inches. Oh, somebody's going to die because that chair's reclined 2 inches at takeoff. What? I had a little flight attendant get an attitude with me because I didn't realize it was reclined. You know why? Because I wasn't all the way back. I wasn't laid back. I cannot even tell when the chairs are reclined. And so it's not rude for you to recline your chair. Oh, when can you stand after landing? Not until that seatbelt sign is off. Because I'll be damned. I don't know how people just don't listen. One time, oh my God, wait, this reminds me of a story. One time I was on an international flight, I think. And basically this couple in front of me was fighting and bickering. They were also wrinkling a plastic bag in front of me all night long. This is an overnight, dark blackout flight. And they're which, do you know how loud that has to be over the jet engines? Okay. So they're the entire time. I'm literally dying. This is terrible. And the flight is landing and they're getting into a fight. They're fighting with each other, whatever. It's a whole ordeal. The woman also, she was an older woman. She accidentally parental controls locked her screen and then started yelling at the flight attendant about it. It was a lot. Okay. Plane is touching on the ground. The wheels are coming down. We are rapidly descending. I'm seeing treetops out the windows. You know what I mean? And the man in front of me takes his seatbelt off, gets up and starts walking back to the back to go to the bathroom. This flight attendant is sir, sit down. Sir, you need to sit down right now. Sir, you need to go sit down. They're yelling at this man. He's oh my God. And I'm this man is about to go flying to first class. I'm about to watch this man fly 60 rows to the front of this plane. Okay. And he's going to be flattened. I don't know. He's an old man. And I can't do anything. I'm just like, just stuck there. And I'm watching him. He walks back to his seat. And I kid you not, the second he sits down, that plane touches the ground. Everybody gets thrown forward. And he's like, oh my God, like shocked. When you could see the treetops out of the window. How did you not know we were landing? What are you talking about? Stay seated until it's done. Stay seated. There's no reason to be rushing up off that plane. And last but not least, who gets the armrest? You know, I actually do feel very passionately about this. I do think that as the middle, you do get both armrest, but also I think we need to be clear that like the side of the armrest is also doable. Do you know what I mean? Because I need somewhere to lean my arm, and I can do that on the side of the armrest. But if you have your elbows and you're like elbowing me out of the way, we're just going to have to touch. It's a very intimate experience sitting in economy and touching people for 4 hours. I don't have that level of intimacy with anybody in my life like I have whenever I'm flying economy. I'm breathing their hot breath. Our skin is rubbing up together. Our little eyelash mites are trading places. We're definitely swapping some form of bacteria. And we are just rubbing each other the entire flight in economy. And that level of intimacy, it's scarring. It's truly. And here's the other thing. If the flight is empty, you as the middle seat, it is your responsibility to get up and move. Sorry. It is, because I look snooty doing it if I have the window or the aisle. But if you from the middle seat say, hey, flight attendant, this flight seems mostly empty. Can we go ahead and rearrange me to the front? Yes, you should. That's what you should do. Please, for the love of God, help us out. That has been the drying cycle. We are moving on to our final segment of today's load, freshly pressed. And I feel like I've been talking about everything I'm pressed about in the airport, so why not end it with one more? As far as my freshly pressed, I think that we have to get on the same page about the airports, okay? Because here's what I don't understand. TSA is different everywhere you go. Some places it's, oh, leave your shoes on. Some places it's take your shoes off. Some places it's take the electronics out. Some places it's leave them in. Some places it's one electronic. Some places it's 4. Some places it's take your jacket off. Some places it's empty your pockets. I can't do it anymore. And then all of them have a badass attitude whenever you try to say something like, oh, what is this about? What? Oh, no. We need universal rules in the airports. Not only do we need universal rules in TSA, we also need them with the airplanes. Let me explain. I am so damn tired of this personal item, carry-on item, checked bag, non-checked bag. Everything has to be a certain poundage, a certain weight. I get it, okay? I get it. But also at the same time, why does every ticket include something different? Nobody knows. I get on some planes, they're like, oh, no personal item, but a carry-on. Some others are like, no carry-on, but a personal item. Some are like, oh, a checked bag and a carry-on, no personal item. That's confusing. And why is there not enough room on the plane for my carry-on item? Why am I having to check the bag? Oh, there's not enough room on that for the planes. Okay, put more room in there. I don't know. Or let's come up with a system. Clearly, we've got a problem. Y'all are packing people in here like sardines, charging us an arm and a leg. It is ridiculous. I don't know. Every time I go to the airport, I just leave more confused. And it's a social experiment. And I truly don't feel like I have that experience in Europe or anywhere else, Canada. I just feel like it's like when you go to the airport in other countries, is it chaos? Yes, but in a different capacity. I just think we could benefit from universal rules. If we can just all get on the same page, that would be great. I hope you've enjoyed today's load. Oh my goodness. Thank you for jet setting with me through this crazy episode. And before you take off, don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to share this with a friend or 20. Anyways, thank you so much for clocking in. I cannot wait to see you next week. Bye.